Hey guys, this is Mrs. Bollock Ernie. I am making this video because, as you can tell, I am not with you right now for the beginning of the semester. I'm on maternity leave. It's extremely important that I leave these detailed notes and information, this detailed information for you, because the sub will hold you accountable according to these rules, and also when I return, I will hold you accountable to these rules as well. So first thing that needs to be discussed is the text and supplies. I am very excited to announce that we do not have a junior textbook this year. We have removed the textbook. But don't get too excited. I'm excited because this means that you are going to have more readings from original sources, such as the Saints, Thomas Aquinas, C.S. Lewis, who is not a saint, but you will have more original documents instead of a textbook. So that means that your reading is going to be more difficult this year. However, I know that you can do it, and this is going to be extremely good for you in the long run. It will help your vocabulary skills, your reading skills. I promise you it's going to be difficult, but you'll be fine. So do not worry about buying a textbook. Everything that you will need will be posted on the website. So as you can see, I posted screenshots of the website for you. Of course, this is from, let's see, March of the spring. So it's a little old, but this website, this is what you will see on a regular basis when you check the website. You'll see an updated calendar. You'll see updated weekly lesson plans, and you'll see an updated resource folder section. Please know that before I leave for maternity leave, or before I left, I updated the resources section so you have everything you need to succeed until I return. Make sure that you know how to access the website, and if you don't know how to access it, you need to ask for help. Ask the sub to help you, go to the IT department and ask them to help you, go to Mr. Martinez and ask him to help you, go to Ms. Larson. Someone will help you, so please do not think that just because I can't, access the website, I don't have to do any work. No, that's not true. It's extremely important that you access the website and that you ask for help when you cannot access it. Also, please do not ever try to use the excuse that my website was not updated. I update my website meticulously and obsessively. So students who know me know that my website is always updated. Ms. Larson knows my website is always updated. So please do not ever try to tell anyone that I don't update my website. I really firmly believe that this is wonderful for the school, and I'm glad we have these classroom websites. So it's very important to me that I update it, and it's also very important that you check it. So please make sure that you go to the website regularly and that you access the website, especially if you have questions or issues or any of those things. Pretty much everything you need is going to be on the website. When it comes to other supplies, obviously you're more than welcome to bring your own device, a laptop or an iPad or something of that type of device. You're more than welcome to have it. Please understand, no cell phones are allowed in my classroom at any time for any reason. So that means if you walk into my classroom for the beginning of second period and the bell has not rung yet, you still may not have your cell phone out. I'm going to say that again. You may not have your cell phone out at any time for any reason, even before the bell starts. So if you're in my room and you've passed the green tile on the floor, you are not having your cell phone out. I will ask you to put it away, and then the second time I see it, I will just take it from you and give it to Mr. Donnarumma. No cell phones are allowed, and I'm extremely strict about that. If you are using your device, your computer or a laptop or something like that to take notes, you must have permission. So you may not come in, sit down, and start playing on your computer, or open your computer and start playing around. You cannot do that. You must have permission, and it must be after I tell you to open your devices. Again, if I see it, I will ask you to close it, and if you don't listen, we will lose device privileges for the week, for the entire class. I know this sounds strict right off the bat, but yes, I am extremely strict about device usage. You do not have free reign of your devices. Pens and pencils, you may bring either one that you desire, whichever one is easier for you. You must have one because at some point you might take notes or do a worksheet. And you must have a highlighter, I don't care what color, but this is for the annotations, which I'll describe or explain later in another video.
Okay. Okay, guys, sorry, this probably sounds different. I went back and listened to the previous recordings and realized there's a lot of extra noise or white noise. So hopefully this fixes the issue. So now we're going to talk about the course topic list and the course outline. I'm very excited about this class. I really love teaching this class. I'm glad that I still have this class. I would be very sad if I ever was asked to not teach this class anymore because I really, it is my favorite class. I also believe that it is the most important class that you can take. I know I'm partial, but I do believe this is the most important class you can take. It's practical for your life, and it also teaches you about life lessons, issues. We talk about social issues, cultural issues, and there are some very controversial things that we discuss. So the fall semester is more philosophy, theology. Um, as you'll see, it's more of a foundational semester, and then the spring is when we really talk about the controversial issues. So this class is a combination of ethics or morality and the sacraments. So ethics and morality discuss proper behavior or right behavior, what's appropriate for human beings, and obviously sacraments. Those are the 7 sacraments of the Catholic Church. So the 7 sacraments are interwoven throughout the ethics portion of the class because the 7 sacraments help us live a moral life or an ethically good life. As you can see on the fall semester topics and outline, we have a lot of movies this semester and also next semester, but not as many. We watched Ghost of the Mississippi, which is based on a true story. Elephant Man, which is also based on a true story. The Mission. Sometimes you watch The Mission. It depends on how much time we have, but that is based on a true story, and so is Schindler's List. Schindler's List, as you can see, we watch it in the fall, but it's a very controversial movie. It's a very graphic movie, but it's appropriate for your age and it's appropriate for the class. So the spring is when we really discuss, like I said, controversial issues like abortion, capital punishment, war, euthanasia, theology of the body, so sexuality and appropriate relationships. We discuss justice and truth, so social issues. It's a lot of fun. As you can see, the classroom is set up where you're facing each other. Sorry, I guess I have something in my throat. But you're facing each other, and the idea is that we are going to be having extensive conversations about all of these issues. So get excited about this class. I love this class. Okay, grading categories. I'm not sure if anybody really, or if any student really worries about the way that the class is set up in terms of categories and percentages, but I do want to walk you through it just so you have a basic idea of what to expect from this class. So obviously it's a general class, just like all of your other classes here. You have tests, homework, and quizzes, and there's also a final exam. This might be new to you. I honestly am not sure if they still do the project-based curriculum your sophomore year. But please remember that we do not do project-based curriculum here. In this particular class, you do have tests and you do have a final exam. So I'm so sorry to break the bad news to you, but I guess you should hear it now sooner rather than later. So first category is tests. So that's 50% of your overall grade. You usually have 2 to 3 tests per quarter. They're longer. They're general tests like what you would think of. Multiple choice matching, fill in the blank, true, false, short answer, and also essay questions. We have essays on some of our tests, but not all of them. Sometimes we will ask you to do projects and those are different kinds of projects. Those will count for test grades. So it just depends on the unit. Each unit is different. Sometimes you have a test, sometimes you have a project. One of the things that I should warn you about your theology tests here in this class is that they will get progressively more and more difficult, because the idea is that we want you to start thinking more critically. So at the beginning of the semester, the test won't be all that difficult. They won't be all that hard. You'll be fine. It's more of memorization and things like that. But as we get further and further into the year, the expectation is that you're able to apply the information and think critically about the information. Memorizing probably after the fall break, memorizing is not really going to help you anymore. You have to learn how to apply the information that you receive and critically think about the information you receive. Homework, we have quite a bit of homework, quite a bit of reading. Usually your homework has to do with annotating a document and answering questions. Sometimes you get daily work, so you'll get something to do in class like a worksheet, or I'll let you start your homework early. You'll get a daily grade for doing that. And then also your quizzes are 30%. So quizzes are generally what you think a quiz would be. Those are multiple choice, matching, fill in the blank, that sort of thing. I guess let me put it into terms that you can understand in terms of these categories. So if you are and I see this a lot, if you're a student who's really intelligent and you get hundreds on all of your tests and all of your quizzes because you just understand all of this material and you know how to apply it and think critically. If you make hundreds on all of your tests and quizzes, but you do none of your homework, you do zero homework, then the highest grade you can make in this class is an 80. Some of you might be happy with an 80, but to be honest with you, if you are that intelligent, you should not be ending this class with an 80. If you're an intelligent person, you should have an A plus. Alternately, alternatively, if you are someone who doesn't really do all that great on tests and quizzes, but you work really, really hard to make sure that your homework and your daily grades are always turned in on time and you always do your best work, you can also end the class with a B. I believe that every single person, no matter what level your intelligence is, no matter what level of intelligence, you are capable of ending this class with an A. However, if for some reason you just have a really difficult time with tests and quizzes, if you always make sure your homework and your daily work is turned in on time, you will end with a B. High C. It really just depends on how bad your test grades are. But I'm going to be honest with you. Generally speaking, guys, I have mostly A's and B's in this class. And not because this class is easy, it's just that I walk you through everything that you need. You are never on your own. So if you happen to have a very low grade and you're in danger of failing, it's because you just simply did not do your work. Honestly, you just simply didn't do your work. So all of this is your responsibility. So as of now, I have never had anyone fail this class because this class, you should not fail this class. I walk you through everything you need. Of course, like I said, we have a final exam and that's 20% of your entire semester. Obviously the same rules apply when we're talking about exemptions. So you'll hear the rule. You should remember the rules for exemptions. But now that you're juniors this year, you get to exempt more classes, which is very exciting. Now we get into some nitty gritty, I guess. So contacting the teacher. While I'm gone, just so you guys know, I'm obviously not going to be responding to your emails if you try to email me. If Miss Larson emails me, or if Mrs. Armistead emails me, or if a sub emails me, more than likely I'll probably respond depending on how busy things are at home. But if you email me, I'm sorry, I will not respond because you should be contacting your sub, not me. So please ask your sub to share his or her email with you and the preferred method of communication. Maybe he or she doesn't want you to email him or her. Maybe he or she wants you to contact him or her another way. So please make sure that you follow the directions that your sub sets for you. So here's my email address, which you will need when I come back. I'll remind you of this when I get back. But things to remember when you're emailing me in the future, and I'll remind you again when I come back, I promise. But I just want you to hear this one time before I arrive. I will not respond to your emails after 6 p.m. on weekdays. I have found that even before the baby, before the baby was born, and I was just married to my husband, I realized that life was very, very, very difficult when I was constantly worried about students emailing me. Please understand, guys, after 6 p.m. it's family time. Okay, we need to eat dinner, and now that we have a baby, okay, baby needs a bath, baby needs a bedtime story, and we need to have our own time when I'm not attached to my phone. So it's extremely important that you know what's going on. Remember, there's a website, and you should always be prepared because everything that you need will be shared with you in class. So please make sure that you understand everything you need is available to you, especially on the website. If you have a question about homework, which you shouldn't, but if you do, make sure you get it in before that 6 p.m. cutoff, okay? Or come see me the next morning before class starts. I'm more than happy to talk to you before 8 a.m. Also, I will not be emailing you back on Sundays. In fact, I won't even open my email on Sundays. Sunday is a day of worship and it's a family day. Okay, so again, Sunday dinners, we're probably going to be seeing grandma and grandpa more often. We're probably going to be going to the park more often. That time is for my family. It's not for work. And it's not that I don't love you all, and it's not that I don't want you to succeed. I do want you to succeed. I do love you. However, you need to be able to handle your own issues. You also need to check the website. But also you need to understand, and I'm hopefully leading by example, that work, as important as it is and as much as I love it, I mean, I wouldn't do anything else, work is not as important as my family. And my family does come first. And also worship comes first, especially on Sunday, we're going to be at church. So when you email me, Make sure that you include a subject, a greeting, and sign the email with your name. My goodness gracious, you have no idea how many emails I get that say things like, hey, yo, when is this due? I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea who this is. I'm not going to respond to an email like that. It will not happen. So can you imagine if I emailed Miss Larson and said, hey, yo, when is the curriculum sheet due? She would not respond to me. So, and if she did, she would say something along the lines of, I emailed that date out to you a week ago. You should know the answer to that question. So please make sure that you're appropriate with your emails, that you include a subject line, that you say, hello, Mrs. Bollock-Ernie, or dear Mrs. Bollock-Ernie. Ask me the question, and then make sure you put your name at the bottom of the email. This is just appropriate use of your device and of your email. I'm trying to get you in the habit of having a good email etiquette for when you go to college and when you get a job, because I do teach college courses. I do not allow my students to email me that way. So please make sure that you are using appropriate email etiquette if you want to contact me. Oh, class rules. I know that you won't remember all of these things, guys, but please, I just want you to hear them so that way you know what to expect and you know what's coming. Dress code. I will always uphold the dress code. That includes girl skirts, skirt lengths, young gentlemen short lengths, the length of the hair for the boys. I will also check your whether or not you need to shave, young gentlemen. Um, the uniform jackets, I will not let you wear non-uniform jackets in my room. I will always follow the dress code. Please make sure that you follow dress code when you come into my room, because I will turn you in. I believe that if we have a rule at school, that I'm going to uphold it. Otherwise, why do we have rules? So you will quickly come to know me and know that I follow rules. Because if we have rules, they should be followed. Otherwise, we should just get rid of them. So please know I will follow the school rules. I will mark you tardy if you are absent. Your body needs to be in your desk and sitting by the time the bell rings. If you are running down, especially my first period students, if you are running down the hall screaming at me when that bell rings, for first period or whatever class I have you, if you're not in my room, you are tardy, okay? So students have lost exemptions because they were down my Miss McBride's office yelling at me, I'm here, during first period or at the beginning of first period. You're not here, okay? You need to be in your room and in your seat, because what happens is when you walk in, you need to take out your time tracker, look at the homework calendar, which is going to be on the side chalkboard by the closet. The homework will always be written there. You should be writing down your homework and getting ready for class. You should not be running in late. If you want to go to the bathroom, you need to ask me and say, hey, Miss Bollock, I'm here. Can I please go to the bathroom? Otherwise, I'm marking you tardy. Okay, so you need to be in this classroom. You do not get to come and go as you please. You need to be in this classroom or ask my permission before you leave. Course website and student absences. As I said before, the course website will always be updated. I update it obsessively. And then student absences, when you are gone, it is your responsibility to figure out what you missed. Of course, check the website. So do not come back the next day that you were absent and say, well, I wasn't here. I didn't know we had homework. Yes, you knew we had homework. I'm not going to give you a pass because you weren't here. Now, if you were in the hospital, or there was some serious issue happening with like a death in the family, God forbid, I hope that does not happen to any of you, car accident, if something serious happens, of course, guys, we'll talk, and I will not hold you accountable for something, if it's serious. However, the majority of student absences are not serious, and you have a responsibility to know what you missed. You need to get onto the course website and check. No food or drink are allowed in my classroom, including your coffee and tea in the morning. I have spent about 5 years, I've been here about 8 years, but the first 5 years I spent cleaning up after students and picking up trash. I am definitely not going to be doing that anymore. So, I made a new rule about 3 years ago, absolutely no food or drink in my classroom. And if there is trash left over after your class, your entire class will be punished. We're not going to eat or drink in here. Cell phones, as I said before, no cell phones are allowed in the classroom at any time for any reason. I will ask you to put them away and then take them away from you if you don't listen to me. And your devices, you're more than welcome to use them, but not until I say, okay, guys, now you can take out your devices. For further class or course rules, things that I know you probably won't remember, so I'll remind you multiple times throughout the semester, but I just want you to hear it at least once. Test days are typically Tuesday, Thursdays, with a backup day being Friday. But because we have the block periods now, sometimes we have to test on Wednesdays and Thursdays because of the block. It's never caused an issue before, and it shouldn't cause any issues moving forward in this year. My tutorials are during the tutorial period, period B, or lunch period B on Tuesdays, and also by appointment. I mean, if you need to come see me, please ask me, please email me. One of the things I am trying to teach you, though, about college and life in general is that please do not just walk in to my classroom and, start talking. Hey, I have this. You need to help me with this. More than likely, if I'm in my classroom, I'm working. I have things to do. I have things to grade. I have PowerPoints to make, tests to update. I have a lot of things to do. So please do not just walk in and expect me to drop everything. Again, I love you and I want you to succeed, but at the same time, if you do that to a college professor, you will not be allowed back into your college professor's office. I know for a fact it has happened to multiple students who've come back and told me that that's what happened. And also, my college students, I don't let them do that either. So, now can you imagine if I walked into Miss Larson's office and just said, hey, I need you to deal with this right now? She would not be very happy because she's busy and she has things to do. And my problem, I need to talk to her and ask her if she has time to talk about my problem. Okay, I don't just storm into her office and start talking to her. That's not an appropriate way to treat her. So if I don't do it to my supervisors or my superiors, I'm not going to let you do it. I'm trying to teach you, as sort of trying to teach you what's appropriate. Makeup work, guys, again, I said it in the previous email or the previous this previous slide. It's your responsibility to know what you missed. The website's always updated. The website is always updated. So it's your responsibility to know what you missed, print it out, and bring it in the day you come back. Again, if you're in the hospital or if there's a serious problem, we will talk about other alternatives. But for the most part, if you're generally absent for general reasons, including athletics, it's your responsibility to show up with your work done. Academic integrity, don't cheat. Extra credit, this one's a big one. About a week before the end of the quarter, it never fails. I have about 20 students asking for extra credit about a week before grades close. I do not do personal extra credit. I'm going to say that again. I do not do or offer personal extra credit. There will be extra credit opportunities that will be given to the entire class period. I want to say once or twice a quarter. I do that on purpose. If you choose not to participate in the extra credit, that is your business. I will not give you an extra credit assignment that is just for you. It's not fair. I will not do it. Cell phones and devices again. I know I'm reminding you again. I know I said it already a million times, but do not have that cell phone or device out. Cell phones, never. Devices, only when I say that we can take them out. One last tidbit that I forgot to include for your class rules. This is actually extremely important, and I cannot believe I forgot about this, but late work. Oh my goodness. If you have to turn something in late, you will receive a 25% point deduction for being late one day. Meaning if something is worth 100 points, after day one, it is worth 75 points. So please understand, guys, this is serious. After 2 days, it's 50 points off or 50% off. And then after that, after 2 days, I will not take the work. And this is because your senior year, there is no late work. Your senior year, there is no late work accepted. You just have to take the 0. I'm trying to prepare you for that, and I'm also trying to help you understand that in college and life in general, there really is no late work either. Now, some jobs are a little more flexible. I understand that. But for example, if you're a doctor, you don't show up to surgery late, or if you're a lawyer, you don't file a brief late. You're not allowed to do it. You'll just lose the case. So I'm trying to get you guys used to deadlines. I'm trying to help you out. Now, again, if there's an emergency, please understand. I have no problems talking to you if there is a serious emergency. I was in, hospital, car accident, whatever, the issues at home. Just talk to me, okay? And we will work it out. And this has brought us to the end of our expectations. I know this probably wasn't the most exciting video that you will ever see in your life, and I also know that you're probably going to go through 8 of these today in your classes. So I understand that you won't remember everything. So please make sure that you and your parents and guardians keep this document so that way you can look at it in the future if you ever have a problem, especially if you get frustrated with me because of later missing work. I can tell you, or I will tell you if you get mad at me, hey, it's in the syllabus. Go back and look at the syllabus. You signed it. You need to make sure you know what's in it. So your first homework grade is for you to take the last sheet of paper on this document, the last page of the course expectation sheet, and submit a hard copy to the sub by the beginning of class on Tuesday, August 22nd. It requires your name and your signature, the name of your parent and guardian and his or her signature, and some other information. So the name of your parent and guardian and a signature. Your parent or guardian must read this, okay? So please know that by signing this, this indicates that you and your parent and guardian are okay with my course expectations and that they will be upheld, meaning you're not going to complain about the late and missing work policy because you signed this piece of paper. So please make sure that you read it again and you sign it and that you turn it in August 22nd. On the beginning of class, your sub will keep it on file, and then will give it to me upon my returns, and I will keep them on file for the rest of the semester.